Most students don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're doing the wrong kind of hard work. They study longer, they stay busy, they feel exhausted, and still their results barely change. If you've ever studied for hours and thought, why isn't this working? This video will explain exactly why. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Time spent studying does not equal learning. Most students confuse effort with progress. They sit longer at their desk, they read more pages, they highlight more lines, but their brain stays the same. Because learning doesn't happen through time, it happens through mental strain in the right places. Just like muscles don't grow by lifting light weights for hours, your brain doesn't grow by doing easy tasks for long periods. The first reason students fail is passive studying. Reading notes, watching videos, rereading the same chapter again and again. It feels productive because it's comfortable, but comfort is the enemy of learning. Your brain only remembers what it has to work for. If you can recognize information but can't recall it without looking, your brain assumes it's not important. No struggle means no memory. That's why students feel confident while studying but freeze during exams. They didn't train recall, they trained recognition. The second mistake is studying for too long. Your brain is not designed for 4 to 6 hour study marathons. After about 60 to 90 minutes, focus drops, retention drops, decision quality drops. But students keep going anyway. They believe staying longer means being disciplined. In reality, they're training their brain to associate learning with fatigue. That's why studying starts to feel painful, not because the subject is hard, but because the brain is overloaded. The third reason students fail is studying without feedback. They don't test themselves. They don't check gaps. They don't face confusion. They feel confident until the exam exposes the truth. Confidence without testing is just a false signal. Your brain needs correction to improve. Mistakes aren't failure, they're data. And without data, learning stalls. Now here's what successful learners do differently. First, they study actively. They close the book and try to recall ideas from memory. They explain concepts in their own words. They turn information into questions, because retrieval strengthens memory. Second, they study short and focused. 45 minutes of deep focus beats 4 hours of distracted effort. They stop before exhaustion. They leave the desk while focus is still high. This trains the brain to associate learning with clarity, not fatigue. Third, they use feedback loops, practice questions, self-testing, mistake analysis. They don't avoid mistakes, they look for them, because every mistake shows exactly what the brain hasn't learned yet. And fixing that gap is where real progress happens. Here's the mindset that changes everything. I'm not here to study longer, I'm here to learn better. Once you stop measuring effort by time and start measuring it by understanding, everything changes. Studying becomes lighter. Focus becomes sharper. Results start to compound. Studying all day doesn't make you disciplined. Studying intentionally does. If you want better results, don't ask, how long should I study? Ask instead, is my brain actually working right now? That single question will put you ahead of most people. If this helped you think differently, subscribe and keep building momentum, one smart step at a time.